Howdy, welcome back to Regen Rovers. I was hoping to get this episode out a bit sooner than I have because I've not actually played that many games since I last saw you, but as I have explained previously, this series will be very sporadic now because FM20's out, of course. But hopefully you're pleased that the Regen Rovers journey is continuing, and today's episode is a big one. I could have played further into the future, but we've got Spurs and they're the biggest challenger, and I feel like I should show the Spurs games. I know historically we've had a dreadful time against them. They are insanely good in this universe, and they have certainly been insanely good in the last few years, winning 4 Premier League titles in a row and 3 Champions Leagues in a row. Overpowered. We've only beaten them once, so yeah, I'm not particularly positive or looking forward to this match because we're probably going to get mullered. However, we did draw our last game against them earlier this year, last season, so maybe, but look, minus 30 goal difference, it's not good. But first of all, we're taking on Liverpool, and Liverpool are beatable. We have a decent record against them. They have beaten us more than we've beaten them, as you would expect from a team like Liverpool. They were a bit of a bogey team for quite a long time, but actually only defeated them previously in the FA Cup until a couple of years ago, almost a year and a half ago. And since then we've won every single game, and one of the matches was a 4-0 win. So I'm feeling fairly positive against Liverpool. So of course in the last episode we did beat Leeds 2-0 on the opening day of the season. Since then we've also beaten Cardiff 2-0 thanks to goals from Van den Broek and Simon Moore, and also a 2-0 win against Aston Villa thanks to goals from Boris, our new right winger, and Navarrete. I'll show you the Boris goal because it was his first ever goal for the club, of course, which is exciting for him, exciting for us. I really like the look of him. Our he's Bulgarian right winger. Sorry, he's not. I'm getting mixed up because we've had so many different Ukrainians. Bulgarian right winger, 21 years old. He's rather special. Is he described as a wonder kid? He's actually described as an elite winger. So he's already a world class winger, and we've got a world class player on our hands here in Boris. Is anyone else world class? I mean, Kotasek, I think, is world class. He's a tireless midfielder. Maybe Anthony, because he's 4 stars. He's just described as striker. I was just thinking because Boris is 4 stars and he's described as world class. Maybe some other players are as well. What about Matt Smith? Out of interest, I'm gonna end up looking at all them all. Matt Smith's still a wonder kid because he's only 20 years old, of course. Dmitry Ondrejchenko is also a 4-star player in our system, but he's just described as a centre back. And I love Isidoro Rodriguez. What a player! He's a powerful centre back. I like that. Anyway, Liverpool then. First up, and the team I am going with is this: Antonello in goal, Laurent, Rios, Rodriguez, Matt Smith, Boris. Van den Broek's back in the team after his goal. I thought, well, maybe he is the man to drive us forward as that box-to-box midfielder. Kotasek and Simon Moore on the left, with Navarrete and Anthony up front. Let's have a look at this Liverpool team then. Acosta up front, a Uruguayan international, looks decent. On the left they've got Daniel Porter. Oh, I remember him. Canadian international. He's quite old now, but 140 caps for his country. They've got some decent, lots of experienced internationals. Quite a fairly old team then, I suppose, looking at them. But we've got some experience in our team as well. I think overall we're still quite a young squad. Of course, we've got the experience of Mark Ball to call upon when necessary. You may have noticed in the last episode, David Okoro was actually on the bench. Because Adrian Smith was injured. But he's back on the bench today, along with Mark Gale, Fran, who's of course on loan from Real Madrid. The problem with the series being quite sporadic now is you might forget who players are, which is understandable. So I will try and remind you from time to time, and also show you the player attribute screens every now and then, so you can just be reminded of the star players at Regen Rovers these days. We're on the attack already here. Boris was unfortunately dispossessed though. I don't know if you remember, but a few weeks ago, can't remember how many episodes ago, I said my left ear was blocked. It is finally unblocked. I had to get it microsuctioned. It's pretty gross. It's like a Hoover. Had both done, in fact. Had to pay in the end. I was going to have to wait till like February under the NHS because the NHS is in trouble. So, yeah, I paid to get them clear because it was so irritating. I couldn't hear anything. Anyway, you don't really want to know about this, do you? Fortunately, it wasn't too much. It's a bit like going to the dentist, I suppose, but for your ears. Rios offside there, unfortunate. This has been a poor game. Just telling you about my ears. Bit gross, really. I'm just relieved that it's fixed. I couldn't hear myself talk. It was so weird recording videos because I just didn't really know how loud I was. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased. That's fired them up. Come on, lads, get going. I know we're playing away from home, but we have to beat everyone, really, this season. Realistically, we're going to have to beat everyone if we want to finish above Spurs, because they are just ridiculously good. Although they only finished a couple points ahead of us, of course, last year. We're going attacking. In fact, I'm going to push Simon Moore up. Let's go for that. Slightly braver. Well, this is terrible. What a terrible game. We've got to the 72nd minute. We finally got another highlight. Isidoro Rodriguez. Powerful centre-back. It's out wide to Simon Moore. Running at the Liverpool defence. It's back to Matt Smith. Matt Smith into Kotasek. Kotasek to Van den Broek. He smashes it in. He's back into the team. He's back in favour. And he scores a banger from long range. That was a good goal. Right, sub coming on is Lenz. On for Simon Moore on the left. Let's have a look at this again. Simon Moore was involved. There was a couple of weird deflections there. Matt Smith into Kotasek. You just knew Van den Broek was going to hit it. And it's a brilliant hit. Safet Kalechi comes on for Navarrete. We've not seen our strikers do anything today, but then again, we've not really seen anyone do anything today. Novak will come on for Boris, who's on a yellow and a little bit tired. Hopefully. Oh no, free kick to Liverpool. Headed away. But they're still in possession. Acosta crosses it in. Headed on. Ah, that's annoying. 1-1. Back to attacking we go. And Lenz will push forwards. I guess a draw is probably a fair result. It's been poor. But we've got a chance here in the last couple of minutes. Laurent into Anthony. Crossed. Back to Kotasek. Has the shot. Oh, it's... How's that not got in? Lenz was offside anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. Here's Matt Smith. Come on, lads. Lenz. Kotasek. Safet Kalechi. Off the bench. Van den Broek. Does well. Back to Kotasek, though. Plays it out wide to Novak. Novak crosses it in. Safet Kalechi turns, shoots off the post. We've been the better team at the end of this game, but it looks like because of a set piece, we're going to end up with a 1-1 draw. It's okay, a draw away from home against Liverpool, a team we have struggled against historically, but recently we have been good, so that's a shame, and we need to be winning these games. I'll just say unlucky. I'm going to say to the attack, assertively, I'm not happy with you finishing. Let's go for that. So, the Champions League group draw has been made. I was going to click on the draw and then it just did it for me, which is a little bit irritating. So we have Bayern Munich, Napoli and Zenit in our group. Obviously Bayern is the biggest challenge there, but Napoli are a decent team. Zenit, bit of an unknown. And also, me saying decent team, I don't know. We're in the year 2036. I have no idea how good these teams are. We will find out when we take them on. But of course, we did so well in the last Champions League that I have faith that we can get through the group again. This is the big one then. Tottenham Hotspur at home, inviting them down to Winchester, to the Mark Ball Park, of course. It doesn't bode well, as I've explained earlier in the video, but we're going to give it our best shot. That's all we can do. Unfortunately, Van den Broek has picked up an injury for 3 weeks, so Alois is going to come in. I was tempted to put Martinez in. Moore's also injured, so Lenz will come in. I've just realised, why did I play Rios in the last game? Dmitry Andreychenko, was he injured? I don't remember seeing. Anyway, he's coming back in for Rios. I have no idea why I did that. You guys probably didn't spot that because you're so used to seeing Rios, but I really don't know why. Maybe he was injured. I can't remember. Anyway, he's back today. I think we'll stick Mark Ball on the bench. He loves a big game. I've been tempted to adapt tactics for a long time when taking on Spurs. And I have tried to tweak things. I've tried to go slightly defensive. But if anything, it's made it worse against Tottenham. So what I'm going to do is we're going to play our usual style, usual tactic, and just hope it works. I don't think that's the best thing. I think sometimes you do have to change it. I think if I lose this game, I have to try something different against Spurs in the future. Go maybe put a defensive midfielder in. I don't know. Anyway, they've still got Caruso who are up front. Who's the Ecuadorian wizard. He really is exceptional. But all their players are really good. They keep replacing world-class talent with more world-class talent. They're just so good. Emmanuel Samuel, great name, has 112 caps for England. But they do have a few ageing players, I suppose. It's similar to Liverpool in that they've got lots of experience. I'm annoyed that I didn't beat Liverpool, considering I'm likely to lose this one. Let's go for that. It didn't really work. Sometimes we hold strong against Spurs and just lose in the last minute. I feel like that's happened a couple of times. Other times we just cannot compete. But let's see how we get on today. In the Mark Ball Park. Or it's just Mark Ball Park. It's not the Mark Ball Park. Mark Ball Park. Here we go. Andreychenko back into the back line. He's an important figure in our defence. I feel like he was injured in the last game. He was either injured in the last game or the game before that, and I forgot to change the lineup. That is a possibility. Aloisi back into the starting lineup today. Van den Broek scored twice in a row, and unfortunately, he's out, which is a shame. But Aloisi's a capable box-to-box midfielder. I could make Quadrasek the box-to-box midfielder and bring in Martinez, our Spaniard, as a deep line playmaker. That's an option as well. We're doing well here early on. Lens. Commentator's curse. Fortunately, it didn't result in a counter-attack for Spurs. Oh, my voice keeps getting blocked. Now, my ears got blocked. Now my voice is getting blocked. There we go. I think it was just an air bubble. Oh, no, Boris. Boris is injured. Bring on Nova. We need someone called Jeremy now, don't we? Jeremy Cook-Best is going to come back from the dead to rival Boris. In comes Novak. Oh, free kick opportunity. Navarrete straight into the wall, but he's got another chance here. Navarrete finishes it and we're 1-0 up against Spurs. I can't even remember the last time we went 1-0 up against Spurs. I can't really remember much because it's been a while since I played for a significant amount of time. This Regen Rovers save, I suppose. But this was a lovely finish. The initial free kick was poor, but he took advantage of sloppy defending in the end, I suppose. Hopefully Boris isn't too badly injured. He's our one world-class player, according to the media descriptions. I do feel we're more solid at the back. Since bringing in Dmitry Andreychenko, we've gradually improved that back line, haven't we? First Isidoro Rodriguez and Matt Smith, and now Andreychenko. Laurent as well. Right back, I feel, is a better option than Regen Rovers. Hasn't quite starred for us yet. Obviously, this is his first season that he's a permanent player at the club. But we're 1-0 up at half-time, and that is very, very impressive. Let's keep it up. We've kept them quiet for the time being. Let's see if we can do it in the second half as well. Of course, if we hang on, we're top of the table. That is huge. We are hanging on at the moment. I'm going to bring Mark Ball on for Anthony. We know he's a big game player. He loves important games. Yes, he's not the player he used to be. He's worth £250,000 these days. But he's a legend. He's a club legend. 77 minutes on the clock. Laurent chucks it into the box. It's headed away. Novak picks up the pieces. It has been a quiet game. Both teams just cancelling each other out a bit, I think. Here's Lens. Back to Matt Smith. Into Lens. The Austrian. Back to Matt Smith again. Crosses it in. Headed away as far as Quadrasek. Quadrasek has the shot. What a save by their goalkeeper. That really is a special save. Just time wasting a little bit. We're keeping it unbalanced. I'm going to make a change. Fran is... do I make a change? Yes. Quadrasek will move to box. Martinez will come on for Aloisi, who's on a yellow. Let's go for that. Can we hang on? Just a few minutes to go. Spurs, they've been non-existent in this game, but they've got a corner at the death. And it's... Oh no! Oh no! Ah! Antonello didn't win the ball. He flapped. Oh no. That is so annoying. And Caruso punishes us. Why didn't our defenders get back on the line there? Two very similar games today. The first one against Liverpool, they get back into it late on. And today it's very late on. And it's, to be fair to Antonello though, that is a really good save to stop Spurs from winning it at the death. But we were so close to beating Spurs for only the second time and moving above them. At least we know this tactic is working. We can compete with Spurs now. It's very solid. It's very equal. So I don't have to worry about that. It's just unfortunate. In the end, it's a corner that does it. 2 set pieces today. Our defence from open play is really solid. Set piece wise, it's always difficult to completely block out every single set piece. Antonello there, he's not gone down as a mistake for him, but he got something to it, but it wasn't enough, and it was an open goal, and I don't know why defenders didn't get back on the line, but that is frustrating. But on any other day, I'd obviously take a draw, but to be 1-0 up for so long, looking so comfortable, and that happens, and that's a real shame. I think I'll say unlucky. Why has Lorenz switched off? He was poor, to be honest. I'm cautiously going to say I'm not happy. Don't switch off. So we stay in second place. Boris is out for 1 to 2 days. That's fine. Second. 3 wins, 2 draws in our first 5 games. On paper, they're okay draws. An away draw against Liverpool is okay on paper. And any result against Spurs is magnificent. But we were so close. Really, really frustrating. But there we go. Next up then is Bournemouth. We've then got Bayern Munich in the Champions League. West Ham in the League Cup. Napoli. Not sure when the next video will be. I'll probably try and play through quite a bit, actually. I mean, obviously Bayern Munich's a big game. I might play all the way to then. I'll just see. It depends how much I can play. I just, I'm focused on FM20, and as you know, I've said this series will be sporadic, so there's no promises as to when the next video will be or how much I play through. Might end up playing through quite a bit just to get through the early stage of the season. Alternatively, I might have very little time to play this save, and you might join me back just around about here, but hopefully you stick with me. Hopefully you're still enjoying it. If you are, please hit that like button. It'd be much appreciated. Cheer me up for our 2 close calls today. Close shaves. Just, we were close, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. But until next time, enjoy. I usually say enjoy FM19 during the FM19 series or FM20. Enjoy both. Enjoy Football Manager. Enjoy life as much as you possibly can. I will see you very soon. Maybe. Who knows?